check the description box below in your YouTube player for tabs and backing tracks on my website, information about the sound tools I'm using today, and links to other goodies via my Patreon page. Continuing. The main progression is B minor, that's our 7th fret B minor bar chord, C bar chord up there at the 8th fret, A minor bar chord there at the 5th fret. That's the structures we're looking at to imagine what if Hendrix was in Tinarwen or Modu Mokhtar, etc. By the way, there's slowdown gears in YouTube on your desktop over here or on your tablet up here. Yo. 3/4 speed is highly recommended for working on stuff. So I drop in there with just a Hendrix-fied thumb over the top. I think I rake it this way. You can do this if your guitar doesn't allow for this sort of stuff. That's okay. This isn't Hendrix. The notes are Hendrix. You can tell I've been trolled about this. That's Hendrix right there. So off of this shape, if this is a B minor chord, I'm going to play our favorite B minor pentatonic against it. And so I'm just doing. So we got him flat on the 7 and 7 on the G and B, and very carefully, that 7's still safe. 7 to 9 down, and then you just do the same thing on the next string group down. That's one of my, I call that motific development. And then I thumb it to get to a C, but you could have gone like that. And I don't actually hit the A minor, I hit this straight out of Little Wing. This little wing fill. And so we're flat at 5 and 5 on the D and the G. Pinky's out on the 9. Stretch it. And then back to that 7. Notice when you have to do a big stretch, you have to change the angle of your hand. A lot, my default setting is this classic, blues guy thing. But when I have to do a stretch like this, you're not going to be able to do it on the angle, so you got to nerd it out. Hendrix could do it either way, but I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not Jimi Hendrix. So we come around again, and that time same idea. There he is. I'm just kind of getting pieces of it. And then another, I think I lifted this lick. This is what I do. I lift. I think this is sort of, he does this lick all the time. Maybe it's in Foxey Lady. Yeah, it's in Foxey Lady. So I'm doing. So that lick is, that 9 goes up. Again, we're back to that B minor shape. And notice you don't hear it come down. It doesn't go. It's up. And he's stopped. Now, side note, some of my students have trouble with making a lot of noise when they bend strings. My number one advice, it's not, try to have good technique here with the thumb wrapped around and the death grip. Over here, I'm sitting on the strings. Not hard, but enough that maybe the skin of my thumb will catch it. That, I think, is significant because I think let's see if I can make it. I don't know. That's a tricky one. So yeah, 9 goes up, 7, 7, and then same thing. And then I'm seeing the C chord, and this is out of Wind Cries Mary. Yeah, I really just, it's interesting though, because recycling them in this context, you wouldn't recognize them. That's the shit right there. Yeah, taking things out of context. So yeah, if I'm seeing this chord, I'm seeing actually a major pentatonic scale on this. And so I'm seeing one of my favorite, Hendrix maneuvers. So we are at 7 and 8 on the G and the B. Delicate, precise hammer onto 9 only, not there, just him. Pinky use your pinky if you have one. Landing on the 10, and then, you know, I'm seeing this A minor, and I do. That's not exactly a Hendrix lick. That's a little bit just like a blues vamp. So if we got A minor there, just grabbing the inside of it, 7, 5, 5, 7, 7, and what's that? 9 and 8, which it reminds me of the Doors, Riders on the Storm, just on A. And then I did the that's one of, I mean, that is pure Hendrix motif. Nobody else does that. So we're back to that B minor structure. That 10 goes up, and this doesn't work on all guitars. You know, this is a funky old Mustang with the vintage radius. I can push him up, and like my fat finger is gonna catch the G string and come down. So it's like 10 goes up, catches the G, and comes down to that 7 there. Yeah, that's to me that yeah, all these are just such pure Hendrix motifs. And then this is actually, I start to go into a Purple Haze kind of mode where like he'll stay on one string and get all modal. 9, 11, 12. I'm seeing that, you know, here's a B minor, you know, all the way up here. Because that's totally out of, don't tell me. I remembered Purple Haze. But yeah, that's straight out Purple Haze. So I'm just chilling on that 14, 16. And then still think, I mean, I know my Phrygian mode, so you know, I know where it is. So I'm gonna go. So we're all the way up there. Oh, I hate counting fret numbers that high. 15, 17, 19. So that's the move. So it's that, a little trill, slide back to the 16, and get that 17 again. And then I actually did the same thing off of the B tone here, that's 16. Oh wait, oh man, I can't remember. Oh, there's 2 more notes at the end, that's why. So, yeah, so the last part is just a, if I remember correctly, did I do? Yeah, then I just repeated the motif. You can see I'm trying to get a point across. So same motif. So there we are, 16. Yeah. So yeah, 16, 14, and 12. And then the last little bit, 12, 11, 12. And then I'm hanging on that 11, which is an F sharp, which is a chord tone of the B. And I'll drop it all the way down to the B here, our 4th fret B. And then I think I was like, oh, if this is a C chord that's coming at us next, you know, that's like, you know, that's, again, that's just a classic major pentatonic fill. What was that? 5, 7, and then 5, 5 flat there. And then I realized, okay, wait a sec, the next chord is A minor, which is actually right here. So I did the, which that's in a lot of songs. What's the one? My favorite one that it's on? It's in Axis Bold as Love. So I'm thinking of this shape here with a minor pentatonic fill. 5 to 8, flat on 5s and landing on that 7 there. forward 4, a B tone there, our 9th fret of our D, all the way down to the F sharp tone, that 4th fret, and I think I did a C add 9. Yeah, I did. C add 9 there, and then an A, A5 really, I'm just hitting open, 0, 2, and then, yeah, let's make sure my voice recorded. This is a neat one. You don't hear Phrygian too much. You'll hear a lot of Dorian, Mixolydian. Those are 2 main modes you'll hear. And I don't know, I just had this wacky idea that like, oh yeah, Phrygian gets a bad rap. And it does have a really cool, dramatic sound. It does have a desert kind of Arabian mystique going on. And so you take that idea and you go, well, let's take a bunch of my favorite Hendrix motifs and throw those at that background. Ooh, cool solo. Yeah, super trippy. As with any of my lessons or anything, play it slow. Really digesting each piece before you move on to the next piece. That's the best way to improve with your practice and also have more fun with it once you teach yourself that patience, really. Good luck.